Hello everyone. Today's topic is sectors of economy. This is our second chapter in the syllabus. Now, what do you mean by sector in economics? Actually, when we have a very big group in the economy and according to their production change or by the kind of the work or the ownership of that particular organization, we divide into sectors. That is why these sectors we call it as economic sector. Correct? So they are grouped according to their place of production, by the kind of work or the ownership. But in our own country, if I want to classify the sectors, I'll classify on the basis of three different areas. First is on the nature of job. Second one is on the basis of working condition, or I can say employment, or on the basis of ownership. Correct? So these three are criteria. On the basis of the nature of the job, again we classify into three sectors: primary, secondary and tertiary. Whereas on the basis of the working condition, we divide as organized and unorganized. But on the basis of ownership, we say it is private sector or public sector. So let us study in detail about each one of them. What do you mean by primary sector? Primary sector, actually we include those activities in which natural resources play a major role, whereas the human resource or we human being play little role. 90% of the role is played by the natural resources, whereas 10% role is played by us. For example, any product which you get from the agriculture, there what happens, we just sow the seeds. We provide proper water, that is irrigation facility we are giving to the plants. But at its own time, the seed will convert into sapling and the sapling will convert into a plant. It doesn't depend on you and me. It depends upon its natural resource, even on the sunlight. Correct? So these type of product which directly depends on agriculture, we call it as agricultural product, that is primary sector. And the other sector which are also related to agriculture, we call it as agricultural sector. Why should we study about primary sector? What is the importance of the primary sector? Any raw material which is provided to the secondary sector, especially to the manufacturing industry, all that is grown in the agriculture. Correct? So this is what is primary sector playing an important role. What things are included in primary sector? We have agriculture, fishing, mining and forestry. Correct? What do you mean by secondary sector? Actually, when I speak about secondary sector, it means I'm talking about construction and manufacturing industries. I'm talking about both construction and manufacturing. So manufacturing means in which the raw material is converted into another form or shape. So it means raw materials are converted into finished goods. So we call it as secondary sector. Construction sector is what? Where something is constructed on the land. Maybe a bridge, maybe a dam, maybe a road, maybe a school, maybe a hospital. What we do? हम क्या बोलते हैं? हॉस्पिटल का कंस्ट्रक्शन हो रहा है, स्कूल के बिल्डिंग का कंस्ट्रक्शन हो रहा है, स्कूल का, उसमें नहीं बोलते हैं स्कूल का मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हो रहा है. क्यों? क्योंकि वहाँ रॉ मटेरियल्स को फिनिश गुड्स में हम चेंज नहीं कर रहे होते. तो जहाँ चेंज करते हैं उसको हम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्री कहते हैं. ये क्या करता है? रॉ मटेरियल को चेंज करता है फिनिश गुड्स में. गन्ने से बनाता है चीनी. In the absence of raw material, it will remain unutilized. तो अगर रॉ मटेरियल अवेलेबल नहीं है तो सेकेंडरी सेक्टर अपने आप बंद हो जाएगा. क्या काम करेगा? रॉ मटेरियल अवेलेबल है इसलिए काम कर रहा है. मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्रीज वी हैव लाइक द कार मेकिंग, फ्रूट मेकिंग, शुगर मेकिंग, एक्सेट्रा. Tertiary sector. Actually, tertiary sector is also known as the service sector. Why? Because it is providing the sector. And this is actually very important because it interlinks the primary and the secondary sector. It means without tertiary sector, neither the primary sector can have its own importance nor the secondary sector. Because how the raw materials will be sent from the primary to the secondary or the manufacturing one. And once the manufacturing sector is making the final goods, how it will come back to the people, in the hands of the people. So until unless there is tertiary sector, we can't go for it. So tertiary sector means actually it includes what? Transportation, banking, communication, teaching, okay, health services, etc. Why this is important? Because it is linking primary and secondary sector. Now coming to very important part, that is on the basis of working condition, or sometimes we can say on the basis of employment. On the basis of employment, we categorize again into two categories. One is organized, other is unorganized. See the picture here. In the previous two pictures, you have seen how well settled they were and they know their roles to be played. But here you see they are doing their own work. There is no hard and fast rule for it. Whatever the wages the landlord or the construction person or the builder wants to pay, he will be paying. So it is an unorganized sector. Now, two examples I'm going to show. One is of Kanta and other of Kamal. So Kanta, she is working in an office and she attends her office from the morning 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. in the evening. Now see here, 9:30 a.m. सुबह से कर रही है, 5:30 p.m. शाम तक कर रही है. एक fixed time. She gets her salary regularly at the end of the month. Addition to salary, what she's getting: provident fund, housing facilities, traveling allowances, etc. She gets medical allowances also. And she's not going to office on Sunday. Sunday is a paid holiday. पेड हॉलीडे मतलब हॉलीडे है, आप नहीं जा रहे हैं, लेकिन आपका पेमेंट इंक्लूड होगा, पेमेंट जाएगा उस दिन का. तो आफ्टर एवरी 6 days work, she is having 1 day as paid holiday. And when she joined the work, she got an appointment letter on which terms and conditions of work was written, from what time to what time, what day you will get, how much payment you will get, when the payment will go into your account. Okay, so nature of the work, what you are going to do. Now see the other situation of Kamal. Kamal is also Kanta's neighbor, but he is working in the shop as a daily wage laborer. He goes to the shop in the morning 7:30 and he works till 8 p.m. Sometimes he has to stay even after 8 p.m. He is not getting any allowances other than his wages. But if he is absent, that particular day the wages is not get. He is not having any paid holidays. If he is sick, he has some important work in the house, he doesn't come to work in the shop that particular day, he is not getting the payment for that particular day. Correct? So you have seen this too, and shopkeeper has not given him any appointment letter also. So the earlier case of Kanta is an example of organized, whereas Kamal is a case of unorganized. Now we are coming on the basis of ownership. Ownership मतलब मालिक कौन है, ओनर कौन है. इसको हम डिवाइड करते हैं into two sectors, private and public. What is private and what is public sector? As soon as a name comes in the mind, public sector, it means that portion of the economic system which is controlled by the national, state or the local government. Now here, most important thing which is coming under the public sector in our country, India, is the defense or the public health or the public education, etc. And here, the important target or the aim is to provide public welfare, good quality product to the citizen, not to earn profit. What are the examples? Let us see some. SAIL, Steel Authority of India Limited in Bokaro, Indian Oil Corporation, IOC, Coal India Limited, these all comes in public sector. Then what is private sector? Here, national, state, or the local government doesn't play any important role. Here, who is playing important role? Either one individual or a group of individuals, they are playing the important role. The most private sector organization, they run with one motive and one intention. What is that? That is making profit. They don't go for social welfare. Correct? They go for making profit. Here, the money which is used to start his sector, that is managed by the owners. No one else is going to help them. Correct? So this sector works without any government participation. For example, we have Tata Consultancy Services, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank. These all come in private sector. What is the difference between private and public sector? So number one, in private sector, the ownership is in the hand of the private individual or company. Here it is in the hand of the government, whether it is national, state or local. In private sector, they are guided by one motive, that is to earn profit. Here it is for public welfare. I can write, instead of writing like the purpose of public sector is not just to earn profit, we can write like this also. Or we can write here, the purpose of the public sector is to provide public welfare. Correct? Then private sector here, we have to pay money to the individuals and companies. But in the public sector, government raises money either through the taxes or other ways. For example, when you are moving to the zoo भी जो है वो government के अंदर है, तो हम पैसा देते हैं ना, टिकट लेते हैं ना, अंदर एंट्री फी देते हैं, तो वो किसके पास जाता है? गवर्नमेंट के पास। रोड पे आप चलते हो तो टोल आप पे करते हो, किसके पास जाता है? गवर्नमेंट के पास। कहीं कहीं हम टैक्सेस पे करते हैं, तो what are the services they are rendering to us, on that we pay the taxes, and that is the tax which is going to the public sector. Then if I say example, the Tata Iron and Steel Company, TISCO, the Reliance Industry Limited, this is owned by the private people. So Anil Ambani, Mukesh Ambani, so who are they? They are private people. Public sector, you can see the railways and the post office. So the government take the initiative because it is 100% owned by the government and it is run by them. Correct? I hope so the things are very clear to everyone. With that, we come to the end.